Hello and welcome back to the finishing line, and it's Ante-Post video for the Cheltenham Festival number 7. Tom has 2 to put up, so we're all squared away again. We all have 7 selections. Tom, I hope you're ready. You didn't have 2 ready last week, but it's good that you're ready this week. Tom looks tired, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like he's been up with some dust.
Yep. Andrew is going to go first. So Andrew, you have the floor.
So this Mighty Potter win in the weekend made my mind up with this lad. My horse is 3 Stripe Life for the Brown Advisory. Always thought it was going to be 3 miler, and the fact that Mighty Potter won on the weekend and Gordon came out, we're going to stick to middle distances, is he's a Turner's horse. There's no doubt in my mind this fella will go to 3 miles now.
I hope he does. I always wanted him to.
It kind of reminds me in the way of a Sizen John type horse, where he's been running very well in grade 1s over hurdles and just been beaten by a faster, better horse.
He's going to find his level.
He's going to find his level 3 miles. He's going to blossom into a better horse. Look, he made a bad mistake on Sunday in the Drimmore, which I don't mind horses as a novice making one bad mistake, because they learn a lot from it. First day out, looked big as a bull, and he won. I still don't think he would have won on that day anyway, but last season he didn't win first time out in the second time, but he bumped into Sir Gerhard and the times after that. Always going to be made into a chaser. Really excited to see him actually go up to this trip if he does, but I really think he is going to go up to this trip. Yeah, I just think the step up trip will be the maintenance of him. He's currently 14 to 1 for the Brown Advisory. A race that is wide open currently. And again, with Mighty Potter winning on the weekend, I think he's definitely their Turner's horse. And I can't see him putting 2 of them in the same race when they're at that kind of caliber of horses. I think he'll definitely be switched to the Brown Advisory. 14 to 1, I take 3 Stripe Life as my, I want to say 6th?
7th.
7th pick of the Cheltenham Festival Ante-Post book.
I think that's a fair shout, Andrew, actually. I know I've been banging the drum for this lad to stay at 2.5 miles, and I think if they were in different stables, they possibly would. But as you said, I think it could come down to something like that. Mighty Potter staying at 2.5 and looks like a very good horse. And they have the, I think the option is there. I was always saying I thought it'd happen next year. So it could happen this year. Yeah, I think that's a fair shout.
Yeah, it was just down to that. It was,
yeah. Look,
I think it was more or less not whoever won the weekend, but the fact that he won so well on the weekend, I can't see why they're going to throw 2 darts at the one race.
Yeah, I think Mighty Potter is a Turner's horse. So, and I've been banging the drum for 3 Stripe Life 3 miles all along. I think he's long term a Gold Cup contender, maybe a couple of years. Tom, your first one.
My first one. Okay, I'll throw this one out there first. The first one is, you just know there's a controversial one in there, don't you? I've got 2, so one of them's got to be at least.
As long as it's not that fucking French oak in the cross country.
Prengard.
Prengard.
We'll wait for Prengard to come back, lads.
Is he entered the weekend?
I don't know. He's useless.
One of them is one of the JP horses, the French ones.
3 races, beat a combined 485 leads. Go on anyway, Tom.
All right, Johnny, forgive a horse 1 bad race, for fuck's sake.
3.
What else is he running? Oh, he has run in the cross-country race, actually, hasn't he?
Don't go looking it up now.
Yeah, he ran in the cross-country race at Cheltenham and ran bad, yeah. And then he pulled up in a handicap hurdle off 125, and he pulled up he was 18th in a handicap hurdle off 127. So let's see what he does when he goes
3. I said 3.
Yeah.
Go on.
He was a very good horse in France. The one I'm going to put up is, where is it gone now? Is Allery Devassi. Not really my thing to go slap a bang at the head of the straight at the head of the market, but I think she'll win at the weekend. As I was saying on our previous show, I think she's one. If there's a mare at the minute that could be exceptional, I think Brandy Love has the potential to do that over hurdles, but I think Alarie Devassi has the potential to do that over fences. If you look at the market, then you've got Ellie May and Scarlet and Dove in the market as second and third favourites. They've had their chances in my book. They're both very good mares, but I think it is waiting for something exceptional to come and beat them. Dulcita is fourth in the market. I think the top two I've just mentioned are better than her. Impervious, look, she's good. Dyna Blue is good. I think they'll beat. I think Alarie Devassi will beat them and beat them well at the weekend. So I think that 4-1 could disappear, and I think it could be 2-1, even shorter after the weekend. So yeah, happy to put her up at that price.
No, can't argue.
I put up Tell Me Something for girl. I'm not very confident anymore with
Allegory.
She jumps the fence. She takes some beating.
Yeah, she's big as well. She's big Scorpion mare. I'll go next. My one is in the Ballymore Novices Hurdle. Horses ran a couple of weeks ago. Facile came out last week. I think he fully went and showed that he's a supreme novice hurdle horse. Gaelic Warrior ran yesterday. I think he's going for the Ballymore as well, in my opinion. But the horse I picked is the other Winnie Mullins horse, Grange Clare West, who looked very good in a maiden hurdle. I think it was at Navan 2 Sundays ago. I think it was a decent race. Looked like he had a bit of speed. I know some people on Twitter and so on and so forth were saying he's a Bartle horse. I can't see this horse as a Bartle horse. He won a bumper over 2 miles, half a furlong. He looked loads of boot, loads of speed, winning that maiden hurdle. And the market's kind of made by Facile Vega. He's 92 favourite. Doesn't look like he's going to run. Then you can get Grange Clare West, tens, I think. Hermes Allen, although he looked good at Cheltenham that day, he only beat Music Drive, and the form is just not good. I know we've all been caught on the weekend. I don't think he'll win. I think so. The substance in that form could again be worse. Then you have James's Gate. Doesn't look like he's going to run all year. American Mike has to come back and show that he's not injured or he's okay after that run. You've Gaelic Warrior then, Irish Point, Marine National, who's going to Supreme, Dawn Rising. I mean, he's not good enough to win a Ballymore. He's just not. Jet Powered, if he stepped up and tripped, fair enough, but it looks again like he's going to Supreme. And then you have Champ Kiley. I think he will run in the race because he's going for the Lawlers and Ace next, which is a pointer that he will run in the race. And I mean, it's still a good price with Facile Vega at the top of the market. If Facile Vega comes out, Grange Clare West wins the Lawlers and Ace, you're talking 3-1. So I'm quite happy with him. Worried about Gaelic Warrior. Gaelic Warrior is 5, Grange Clare West is 6, a bit more mature. And I know he didn't do it yesterday, but Gaelic Warrior, when he went left-handed at Cheltenham last year, jumped right the whole way around. So you'd need to see him go left-handed again. So Grange Clare West for me. Sean.
Yeah, Dave. My pick this week comes in the Mares Novice Hurdle. I just go through the three at the top was Lucia, Astro Diamond, and Magical Zoe. I'm not a big fan of Lucia. I'm not quite sure. I can't take to her at all. Magical Zoe, her run up and down road was good, but I fancy that form to be torn by Nikini. She was better off at the weights, and just the way the race out panned, I just think I'd fancy Nikini to turn that. And she ran the weekend, and it's Astro Diamond at 8-1. She had very good bumper form last season. She won the Aintree bumper by 6 lengths. And she came out over her this season. And her first run in against the Geldens, I thought that was a statement of where they were going to go over this season. She didn't get the best runs around, and she dug deep and grew up late. Then she ran the weekend, and they went at breakneck speed and that. And I liked the way she finished. So the Mares Novice Hurdle just a little bit further than the 2 miles, and they go a really fast pace in that. I like the way she set off it. I like the way she picked up Champ Kiley, and I think the form of that is actually going to work out quite strong. So I think when we look back, we could say, Jesus, how is she that price? So it's Astro Diamond and the Mares Novice Hurdle at 8-1 for me.
And Tom, your second one.
Strap yourselves in. You are going to love this. Here we go again. Round 2. Now, you may say I'm not having this, but I am. And it's Gaelic Warrior for the Ballymore at 12.
You're
No, put him up.
Absolutely.
Put him up. No.
No, I got Willie Mullins.
No.
I got Willie Mullins, all right? So I'm having him. Gaelic Warrior.
Imagine he runs in the Supreme. I need to. Oh, lads,
You can have that. You can have that as the funniest thing ever. If it runs
Yeah,
in the
you think
Supreme.
he's going Supreme? I'll be honest, if that horse goes for the Supreme, Tom, you will never live this down.
I won't. I will never live it down. You know what I'll do? I'll put him up each way for the Supreme then as well. When we get to the preview night, it's gonna happen. I love this horse. He's I had to defend him so much last year. I think he just lost his mind at Cheltenham. I just think the whole thing.
Someone else is losing their mind.
You fucking just lash him up.
I haven't lost my mind because you just said, Dave, that he's a worry for you in the Ballymore. So
I think if he goes to the Ballymore, he's a chance.
yeah, I think he's a chance. He's still 12-1. Look, on a serious note for a second, I've gone through, and I did this at the start of the Ante-Post, through my selections for last year and how they got on as well. They improved massively after Christmas. It just seems to settle down. Horses run against each other, and that was for everyone, by the way, as well. So the early season ones are very tricky. I think as it goes from like here and from Christmas onwards, it gets a bit easier to pick and choose where horses are going. But look, Gaelic Warrior, I thought he was really, really good in Tremor. And as I said to Andrew, if that horse hadn't run in the Boodles, Andrew would be the second coming of Jesus Christ right now. And he was professional. That's all I wanted him to be. In fairness to him, you go and watch his races in France, which I've gone and watched those back. He was professional there. I just think he's gone from running around Auteuil, which don't attract massive crowds, to the Cheltenham Festival, and it's just completely blown his mind. He looked a lot more professional in Tremor. He jumped straight. He can shift slightly right. I think he did it at one up the hill, but nothing like what he was doing. He did exactly the same in France as well. He didn't really jump right there at all. So it's not a concern for me that much. I do think he's just a more mature horse this year. And he's clearly got a massive engine, like massive engine. So, yeah, I think he'll have a hell of a chance in the Ballymore. In what looks a wide open Ballymore when you take out Fansbet IRE.
County Hurdle.
Yeah.
County Hurdle.
Stop.
No County Hurdle on the sheet there, but I swear to God,
That turns up the County Hurdle,
he looks like a good horse, but I mean, if you have to get this wrong again, then you're never living this thing.
My neck is on the line here, big time. Yeah.
That was it. Ballymore and Barrett that you have him in.
Yeah, and it's
forget the Barrett, lads. Just forget that ever happened.
You went from the 2 mile Boodles to the 3 mile Barrett in the middle.
It's the 7th of December. It's the 7th of December, and Tom has the same horse in 2 races, and he might even go for the other races. So
There's another 2 we can run in.
County Hurdle, Coral Cup.
Oh, step up and trip.
Anyway, let us know in the comments what you think of our selections. Week 7, we'll have week
I'll
8.
be interested.
We'll have week 8 next week. I'm not sure what the racing is next week, but we'll be back as normal. We're doing a show Sunday.
I think we're Ascot, Long Walk Hurdle next week.
Long Walk Hurdle.
Who's playing Sunday? Hold up now. Hold up now.
2 seconds. Hold up.
Who's playing on Sunday?
Think about garlic bread, Cheltenham.
France and England is Saturday. I'm not too sure who's
Lads,
Sunday.
this is fantastic. Just think of the preview night. We get to have garlic bread, French bags, berets out. That'll be fantastic.
I just hope he wins now, Tom.
Look, Sean, he'll win whatever race he turns up for, unless it's the Supreme. Yeah, that's Vega.
Come back Sunday. Yeah, we'll have a show Sunday.
We'll be back Sunday with the review show from the weekend, and then our normal preview next week. Please like and subscribe as normal, and let's have a few comments in there. Down below, and garlic bread is back again. 3 times this horse has come up. He's a new mate, good.
Ooh.
Anyway.
And that worked out in the end?
It did. You didn't back him.
You didn't back him though, yeah.
Backed him when it mattered. Navan, 9-length flat win.
You are the weakest link.